decades ago, at age 34, everything was on track. I held a prestigious position as an assistant vice president at an international bank. There was endless global travel, high-powered meetings, and a taste of success colored my days. I was driving a brand new red Corvette. But amidst it all, I yearned for deeper meaning, purpose, and personal growth. So what did I do? I enlisted in the Army National Guard. I know, this is unexpected, but I could not think of a better way to challenge myself. So picture this. I'm sitting on a bus at Fort Jackson, South Carolina, engulfed by a group of 17 to 21-year-old frightened and defiant recruits. Suddenly, the bus door swings open and a figure, the drill sergeant, gets aboard. The drill sergeant's appearance is striking. He's tall, and he's a tall, imposing figure with a chiseled jawline and a stern expression. He's impeccably dressed in a crisp uniform and a big brown round hat. But his presence ignites a whirlwind of chaos. He storms onto the bus, his voice booming with anger and authority. "Get off my bus! Move, move, move!" Oh, in that instant, pandemonium ensues. Duffel bags drop and bodies collide as we rush to obey the drill sergeant's commands. What was I thinking? As I struggled to hold this 50-pound duffel bag over my head, arms shaking, and the drill sergeant screaming in my ear, the sheer ridiculousness of the situation I'd put myself in hit me. But I took a moment, and I realized I was confident in my intestinal fortitude, resourcefulness, and adaptability, the qualities that would enable me to navigate this challenge and all the others with strength and determination. On top of that, I had been assigned to lead this platoon of 17-year-olds whose mothers were my age. And I found that myself supporting this group of youngsters through the emotions of homesickness. Most of these kids had never slept away from home overnight. Oh, and dealing with the regular outbreaks of head lice in the close quarters of the barracks. I had traded Calvin Klein suits and high heels for head lice. But I had a purpose. Today, my life is at a stage I like to call the unapologetic third act. The first act was my male-dominated corporate career, and the second act was my military career later in life. You know, at this point, I'm just passionate about helping women over 50 flourish in this third act life stage. Societal expectations paint the third act of life as a time when physical strength weakens, adventure fades, and open-mindedness often gives way to rigidity. But I stand here today to challenge and defy those expectations. What if we viewed midlife's natural transition not as a crisis, but a chrysalis, a profound awakening? As Chip Connolly beautifully puts in Learning to Love Midlife, this is a transformative stage where we shed our skin, spread our wings, and pollinate our wisdom to the world. Like, if I really think about it, if I'm honest, I'm probably on my fifth act. I think about the challenges I have overcome, and there have been a lot. I have overcome many limiting beliefs and expectations set out for me in my lifetime. Earliest, I can remember being one of a few brown children in my well-heeled suburban school in the 60s. I worked in male-dominated environments at the Chicago Board of Trade and head office at Swiss Bank Corporation in Basel, Switzerland in my 20s. And then I went through a heartbreaking divorce when I was 34. I fought age limitations during my military career. I deployed to Afghanistan when I was 39. I was a champion bodybuilder at 41. I finally graduated from college at 45, and I became a yoga instructor at 49. Thank you. And yesterday marked the 6-year anniversary of a breast cancer diagnosis. And I am so happy and grateful to tell you I am a survivor. So whether you're on your third act, fifth act, or 15th act, by pursuing your dreams tenaciously and embracing your bold risks, there are really no limits to what you can accomplish. So I want to share with you 3 decisive steps that have served me in this process. Number 1, take responsibility for your life. Accept responsibility for your thoughts, your choices, and your actions. By recognizing that you have control over your life, you can focus on your purpose and passions. I prioritized my purpose over an otherwise successful career when I enlisted in the National Guard. Number 2, set clear goals. Clearly define what you want to achieve. Write down your goals, break them into actionable steps, and review them regularly. Do not put them in a drawer and expect that they will magically be accomplished. After completing basic training, I realized that Officer Candidate School, OCS, would be the next logical step in my journey. So I made that my next goal. And number 3, take action and persist. Clear goals alone are not enough. You must also take purposeful steps towards achieving them. At 37, I was 5 years over the upper age limit for admission to OCS. So I embarked on a letter writing campaign. I sought multiple references and endorsements and was eventually granted the necessary waiver from the National Guard Bureau in Washington, D.C. I entered OCS just before my 38th birthday. I was not in my early 20s like the other predominantly male candidates. And OCS, a grueling 15-month program, thrust me back into the intensity of basic training every month. The instructors openly joked about my struggles, some of them considering me the worst they had seen at one of the mandatory tasks, land navigation. But I had to pass, and it was a humiliating and frustrating experience. But finally, on my last chance, where I either had to succeed or go home, I did pass. I earned my commission as an Army officer. So that's what's worked for me, and I believe it can work for you too. First, you must take responsibility for your life. Second, set clear goals. And finally, take action and persist. If you do the work, these steps will change your life just as they have changed mine. Recently, I started a podcast. Why not? The Unapologetic Third Act. It features people who have followed their passions, taken significant risks and challenged societal norms later in life. And like me, they take responsibility for their lives, set clear goals, and they act and persist. After completing my first interview, I discovered something like an unexpected joy in the process of the podcast. And that enthusiasm has inspired me to keep this podcast going. So what are you going to do with your unapologetic third act? Your life is filled with pivotal moments that have shaped your journey. We've all spent our first and second acts cultivating valuable skills, whether in the workplace, military, or home. As we enter this new phase of life, it's time for us to rediscover the joy and playfulness that lives within us. As we do, we'll realize that the legacy we're leaving behind is not just about accomplishments, but along the way, we're becoming beacons of inspiration for other younger women. And remember, we can all have a lasting impact on the lives of others. The future is now. So today I challenge you, wherever you are, to take your first bold step, asking yourself this question. In 10 years, what will you regret not doing? Go ahead, embrace your dreams. Embrace them with unwavering commitment and confidence. Embrace the unapologetic power of your third act. Defy limitations. Inspire others to do the same. Why not? Your unique adventure awaits. Thank you.